It started in a small living room in Sri Lanka, a young girl, surrounded not by toys or gadgets, but by piles of Time, Newsweek, and Reader's Digest magazines. She would sit cross-legged for hours, tracing words about far-off lands and futuristic inventions, imagining what it might be like to one day stand in those worlds herself. No one then could have guessed that those long afternoons of reading without television, without the internet, would someday lead her to build one of the world's most intriguing AI-driven emotion analytics platforms. But to understand Dr. Shahani Markus, you have to travel back to the moment she chose curiosity over convention. Born and raised in Sri Lanka, Shahani grew up in a household that valued education deeply. Her parents envisioned her wearing a white coat, practicing medicine. Dutifully, she followed a path that kept every door open, studying mathematics and zoology after secondary school, so that medicine would remain an option. But something within her resisted. She loved numbers, their certainty, their rhythm, their quiet elegance. Medicine would heal the body, she thought, but mathematics could unlock the universe. That realization became the first quiet rebellion of her life. When the University of Colombo's proposed computing program was unexpectedly halted by government regulations, Shahani's plans were shaken. Yet fate had its own timing. The National Institute of Business Management, NISBM, launched a new diploma in computer systems design, and Shahani leapt at the opportunity. That decision changed everything. Her journey from Colombo's classrooms to the labs of Purdue University in the United States was not a straight line, but it was fueled by relentless curiosity. At Purdue, she earned a bachelor's degree in computer science and mathematics, followed by master's degrees in both fields, and ultimately a PhD in computer science. Those years were not merely about collecting degrees. They were about sharpening her intellect and feeding an unending hunger to understand how technology could bridge the human and the digital. She became known not just for academic brilliance, but for her ability to connect technical rigor with real-world purpose. Shahani never left academia behind. Even as her professional career blossomed, she returned to classrooms as a lecturer, researcher, and collaborator in universities across the globe. Her lectures inspired a generation of students to see technology not as cold code, but as a living, breathing ecosystem of ideas. Her corporate journey, meanwhile, was just as dynamic. At Virtusa Sri Lanka, she rose to become head of engineering and chief software architect, leading teams of over 600 engineers. Her leadership philosophy was clear: empower people, share credit, and let collaboration spark creativity. Later, as CTO of Sri Lanka's ICT agency, she led national e-government initiatives, championed open source development, and navigated the complex politics of technology in the public sector. Few knew it then, but the seeds of Emojot, the company that would define her global impact, were quietly taking root. The idea for Emojot was born not in a boardroom, but in a classroom. As a lecturer at the University of Mortua, Shahani often encouraged her students to turn their research into real-world innovations. One project using emojis to capture real-time feedback caught her attention. Together with students and collaborators, she built a prototype in 2014. What began as a playful experiment soon evolved into a powerful platform. By 2016, she had filed Emojot's first patent. The name, a blend of emotion and jot, perfectly captured its essence, capturing what people feel, not just what they say. Under her leadership as founder, CEO, and chairperson since 2019, Emojot Inc., based in San Jose, California, now powers AI-driven emotion sensors trademark that help businesses decode customer, employee, and audience sentiment in real time. From customer experience and complaint management to reputation monitoring, Emojot's technology brings empathy into enterprise data serving over 5,000 organizations worldwide. Emojot was not Shahani's first venture, nor her last. She had already co-founded Auxenta, an enterprise software company, where she served as founding CTO and president. She also helped launch 1 billion tech in million spaces, initiatives that focused on cloud transformation and strategic business innovation. Across all these ventures, her focus remained constant, translating complex technology into solutions that improve lives and redefine business models. Every leader's story carries its share of storms. Shahani faced hers too, from bureaucratic hurdles in government projects to the steep climb of building global credibility from a small island nation. Yet instead of breaking her stride, each challenge made her sharper, calmer, and more strategic. Her achievements have earned her recognition not just as a technologist, but as a thinker, a bridge between academia, industry, and innovation. Still, she often credits her success not to titles, but to the team she's built and the ideas she's dared to nurture. Today, Shahani Markus stands at the crossroads of AI, emotion, and human understanding. Through Emojot, she's proving that technology can feel, that data can carry empathy, and that machines can help humans listen better to each other. Her story isn't one of instant success, but of constant reinvention of a girl who read about distant worlds and decided to build one of her own. And as she often says, emotion is the new data frontier. Somewhere in those words lies the secret of her journey and perhaps the beginning of her next chapter.